Morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. It's Brian here again on Monday morning with this week's weekly coaching tip. Hope you've all had a fab weekend, and last week was good to you. You're all still staying safe before we start. Um, so, this week is another wee tip about setting your goals. You know, we talked about dream life and all that in the previous ones, but if you've got little goals that are going on in life, things you want to do, um, this is a very simple tip, but very effective one, and a very important one actually as well. All right, because I used to do what I'm about to tell you not to do all the time. Right. The title of this week's one is Towards, Not Away From. And what I mean by that is, I want you to think about your goals as what it is you want to get towards rather than what you're trying to get away from. Right? Usually, it's easier to say to ourselves, "Oh, I hate this stressful job. I just want to get away from it." All right, or "I hate all this stress. I just want to get away from it." Or I hate the way my relationship is. I just want to get away from it. Or I hate the way my business is. I just want to get away from it. Okay, and you want to escape in some way. But the only way we can truly escape is to go towards something better. So what I want you to do is watch for when you're saying things like, I wish I could just get away from the stress," and think about what would be the better situation. Okay, so it would be, I want to be able to speak to my boss to get this stuff cleared up, or I want to be able to speak to my partner to get this stuff cleared up, or I want to be able to speak to my kids without shouting at them or repeating myself multiple times. Okay, so instead of the away from, which is the stress of the boss or the stress of the partner, etc., when you think about what would you want to get towards, okay? Because once we know what we want to get towards, it's so much easier then to put a plan in place to get to it. Away from takes you loads of different scenarios, but it's not very focused, all right? So it's not very focused, but if you can bring it back to focus, and say, no, this is what I want to go towards. This is it. This is why I did the Dream Life exercise with you before. If you haven't done that yet, you can still go and get it on the website, briancalman.com resources, and you'll find it there. And do that because it gets you to focus on what it is you really want, right, rather than what you want to get away from. The things that you might have around you just now and you want to put behind you. But it's better to go towards something good than just away from something bad. All right. So think about how you can positively frame what it is you want. Okay, it's got to be positively framed, and I'll do more on goal setting and things later. But this idea of what it is that I want to get towards is really important because once we've done that, we can start to set the plan, as I said. So that's it for today. It's a really quick one, a very simple one. But have a look at any goals and any thoughts you've been having. If you've been journaling, like I propose you do, it's a great technique. Look what the things you just want to get away from. Look where if you're moaning about something or you're whiny about something, look at that and think to yourself, okay, what is it I really want instead? What would be the opposite of that? What's the better thing to get towards? And write that down as I'm now and set an intention to go towards it. That's important as well. Not just to recognise there is a better alternative, but to set an intention to go towards it. This is what I intend to have in my life. This is what I intend to get towards. This is what my intentions are, my plans are going towards. Better relationships, better business, better career, better relationship with your boss, your kids, whatever it might be. More money in the bank, whatever it is. I'm fed up being, as we would say here in Scotland, skint, which means having no money at the end of the month once you've paid all your bills and have nothing left for fun. Is to be able to say, I want to have an abundance of money in the bank. Maybe you can put a number on that, how much you want to have in the bank to have to play with, and say that or better. Alright, so that or better is a really good way to do that as well, actually. So this is kind of multiple tips here. When you're setting your goals, positively stated, and that or better. So if you're saying, I want to have a minimum of, I don't know, 50k in your savings account to play with the holidays or whatever it might be, and buy a car, whatever, or just to have this thing, say that or better. I'm working towards that or better, not getting away from having a zero or an overdraft in your account. All right. So have a play with that and let me know what you come up with. I'd love to hear what your ideas you come up with. Let me know in the comments here in the video, or if you want to message me to keep it private, what ideas you come up with. You know, if we're wanting to get away from these things, what did you turn it into? You know, I used to want to get away from the stress of my jobs, and I turned it into, I want to have a role, not a job, a role in which I feel fulfilled, which I've got now, doing this. I love it. All right, a role in which I feel fulfilled. And I had that with my marketing consultancy as well, to a certain extent. And then I discovered there was better for me as well. Coaching is better for me. I love doing it. I enjoyed the marketing, but I love the coaching. All right. So think about that. Let me know what you come up with this week. Stay safe, folks. Things are still going on. And even if you do believe this is all a big hoax or whatever, what harm is wearing a mask going to do you, as opposed to if you're wrong? All right. That's the way I look at it. So wearing my mask when I'm outside. So have some fun with this idea. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and I'll speak to you again on Friday about it as normal. Hope you have a great week, folks. Bye for now.